Welcome to Discussion 3, PD and PLNs. Don't you just love acronyms? I consider myself a PD junkie, as I love to learn in as many different ways as possible. My philosophy is to surround myself with people way smarter than me so that I can learn as much as possible. Most of my learning starts right here on the internet, and last year I created the Symbaloo page to help me organize where I can access professional development. I've organized my Symbaloo into various parts. This area over here is my workspace, where I work with some wonderful people at Red Deer College and the University of Alberta and attend professional development sessions there, as well as share and conversations. The Alberta Teachers Association, I still attend their annual conferences and read their publications as a great way of learning. Alberta Ed, last year a couple of years ago actually, I took part in their curriculum redesign workshops and have worked closely with a couple of Alberta Ed people where I've learned a great deal about 21st century learning. Up here are some of my favorite areas in which to explore. Calgary Science School, for example, and here's their website. Calgary Science School, very much an inquiry-based learning school where students work collaboratively using technology, very much in an integrated fashion. I've also been to schools like Bishop Carroll High School in Calgary, which is a independent learning school, and some of the Galileo schools that are around. So I like to do field trips and talk to teachers and take pictures of the work on the walls and talk to students as one way for myself to learn. Over here are some of the PD networks that I belong to. Probably one of the ones I access the most is CARC, which stands for Central Alberta Regional Consortium. They provide the professional development for Central Alberta teachers, and I have worked with many CARC presenters. I've presented myself, but I like to attend these. They offer excellent PD at an extremely reasonable cost. You can't beat that. Alberta PD, I've just started to check out. I haven't accessed too much there. A lot of it is online, and I prefer face-to-face. Khan Academy, simply if there's things you want to learn, there you go. CARC Moodle has everything that all the sessions are put on a Moodle, so if you weren't able to attend, you can still access them. ASC, Alberta Assessment Consortium, has great resources as well as speakers. Edutopia is another great website, has wonderful videos where you can learn about the most latest and greatest. ASCD, the Association for Supervision Curriculum Development, is a wonderful source of PD. In addition to the Ed Leadership magazines that you receive, one of my favorite things are the weekly ASCD Smart Briefs, which are emailed to you and are a series of links and snapshots. And I use that to send tweets to my Twitter feed and also to Facebook. And sometimes I'll email and get the whole article, but I get it every week, and it's the most recent kinds of PD that's happening. Other organizations, ISTE, International Society for Technology Education, is one that I just joined, and I really have been enjoying their periodical called Learning and Leading with Technology. Haven't been to one of their conferences yet, but it is my plan. Solution Tree, I've been to many of their conferences and find them to be excellent sources of PD. One of my favorites was the 21st Century Learning Summit in Chicago a couple years ago. This one here, AMLE, is the Association for Middle Level Education. Being a middle school teacher and a coordinator of a middle years program, I find this to be an excellent website. In addition, I also receive the monthly Middle School Journal and Middle Ground, which I find to be excellent periodicals. Down here are some of my social networking. I have used Wikispaces and belong to a couple of Wikispaces for different projects that I work with, and I found it to be most valuable. iTunes, just started listening to podcasts and audiobooks on my iPad and have really enjoyed that. Twitter and Facebook, sorry, are two social networking sites that I use a great deal. Twitter particularly I use primarily for professional development and follow some excellent educators. I see a couple of my students there who are using Twitter for their classes. A couple of colleagues. This is a former principal who I still connect with online. And Edutopia, EduMic is an excellent resource. Alberta Education is also on Twitter, and even Stephen Harper. So excellent resources, and I try to, as much as possible, check Twitter daily. It is hard to keep up, but I do find some excellent resources. In terms of myself on Twitter, I'll just see if that's going to work. No, maybe not. A little slow today. For myself on Twitter, I do have a lot of followers, mostly educators, including former colleagues, teachers, students, and others I've met along the way. Sorry, the Twitter just isn't going to work. Oh, there it is. So I have 243 followers, and I'm following 178 people. And I'm heading for 500 tweets. I remember the day that I passed 100. I was so excited. But I'm aiming for 500. Another social networking site, obviously, is Facebook. And I use Facebook for social networking with friends, but I also have a professional development Facebook, which I use just for professional reasons. I will post things there that you see from Middle Years Guy, and I have my students post there, and I learn a great deal from students and teachers alike. Then you get other organizations subscribing to this Facebook, so I can learn a great deal just kind of on the go when I have a few minutes with my iPhone. Let's see, what else do I have here? Another favorite website is this one called Shalfari, and just see if I can find it here. It's kind of a social networking site for book lovers. So this is my site. If you can look at my bookshelf, it's full of all the books that I'm reading and are currently reading. And if you look at some of the books, Highly Engaged Classroom, for example, you can see some of my areas of interest. Highly Engaged Classroom, you can see I gave it 4 stars because I liked it so much. This book here, if it will come open, Reinventing Project-Based Learning in the Digital Age, excellent resource. And there's the description of it. You can then edit it, you can rate it, you can write your own reviews, you can look to your own copy. This is what I like about Shalfari. And go to my own Shalfari, open up a book like Drive, which I just read as an audio book, and then I can have discussions on it. I can go to my own copy where it's loading the book details, and I can lend it out to others so I can keep track of all that information. And if it's a book that I haven't got but I would love to have, I can suggest it for others as a potential gift. So that's not coming up. It's pretty slow, so I'll just exit out of that. So Shalfari is a wonderful source of professional development. Certainly news as well, TeacherTube and YouTube, another form of excellent PD, and that we often don't think about. Personally, for right now, I think between Twitter and YouTube, those are my key places of learning right now. So on my web, or on my Symbaloo, I've also created 2 pages of Web 2.0 tools, and I can just click on those and it'll go to each Web 2.0 tool. And I've used a lot of those, and a few that I'm still wanting to learn about. This one, Blogger, I'm just starting to blog professionally as part of another course I'm taking. And really, it was because my students were blogging before me, and I thought I'd better keep up. I've also created a new Web 2.0 page made up of all the the tools I'm learning about in this course. So I'll keep learning there. And lastly, I have my personal page, which is where I do all my other banking and personal things, my own email and some of the other things. This link here, Better World, is actually an organization which I partnered with and was able to network and learn from teachers in Kenya. So that was valuable as well. So Twitter, I think there's some of my tweets, is probably one of the best forms of PD that I'm currently using. I love field visits. On-site PD is my preference, and I liked getting subscriptions and reading and receiving emails with links. So lots of different, and certainly there's a place for social networking as well. Just a couple of the other things here to show you. These are some of the people that I've learned from. AC Team, who are a group of instructional leaders in our school division. Learned a tremendous amount from them, as well as doing book studies. Books such as 21st Century Learning Skills, Sit and Get Won't Grow Dendrites by Marcia Tate, and The Highly Engaged Classroom, The Art and Science of Teaching. Visiting schools as well has been a great form of PD, particularly the Calgary Science School. Let's see, what else can I show you? Subscribing to magazines like Ed Leadership is excellent. And lastly is a picture of some of the people I worked with in Kenya, excuse me. And there's some of my students doing PD for the Kenyan teachers. And Middle Ground's another magazine that I really like to subscribe to. So there you have my PD network, my professional learning networks. I've got many, and there's just lots to learn. So good luck learning, and I will see you for more discussions. Over and out.